Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk about compounds, mixture, and molecules. So previously, what we've been talking about atoms is that when atoms or element was by itself, the single atom, single element. But there are cases that we might have multiple atoms. When we have multiple atoms, sometimes these atoms can be, if it's chemically compounded, chemically, if it's a new, multiple atoms are formed by chemical reaction, then it's a new chemical substance. It's not the same as when it was just by itself. So let's see. Hope this would have. So when you hear compound, compound means that you have a different type of element that's chemically bounded. So you have more than a single atom, and they're chemically bounded, and the type of it has to be formed with the more than two types of elements to form a new chemical substance, and that's called compound. Mixture is case that you could have just different kinds of atoms or molecules or things in it, but they're not chemically bounded. So they're not formed as a new chemical substance. It's a mixture of different types that's in that space. That's the mixture. It's not chemically bounded. Molecules is always chemically bounded, and it could be with the same kind of atoms, or it could be with a different kind of atoms. So it can be compound, and that's called molecules. But they're chemically bounded, so it forms a whole new chemical substance. Let me just write it on here. Okay. Okay, so compound and mixture first. This is black. And mixture. Either of the case for the compound and mixture, they have a different types of element. So different types of atom. So in the case of compound, perhaps, and then a mixture means, this means no chemical reaction. So let's see, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, is that a compound or mixture? Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, CO2, that's a compound. How about salt? Sodium chloride. When I say sodium chloride, that's NaCl. So that's a compound. But when I say sometimes the salt that's in a factory, sold in factory. So made in a factory, sold in a grocery store. Those salt that's sold in a grocery store that you buy in a package, is that a compound or a mixture? In that case, it's a mixture, because most of those table salt that we see, table salt is better to say it. Table salt that we purchase at grocery store have iodine in it. It could have little bit of other stuff, like maybe they at Trader Joe's you can get the one with the garlic chips and herbs and things. In that case, the iodine and NaCl, the crystal, the salt, is a separate substance, different chemical substance, but and so they're not chemically bounded, right? It's not formed together. So inside the package, you have a different type of a substance, chemical substance, and that's called mixture. Water. When you hear water molecule, like H2O, that will be, is that a compound or mixture? When you hear H2O, water molecule, in that case, it's going to be a compound. But when you say water that comes out from the top in a glass, that's probably a mixture. When we come out, especially California water, it's not just the pure water, right? It has other chemicals in it. And some metals might be melted, and you could have it may pass through the filter, but still may have some more substance in it. And in that case, that water is more like in a category of mixture. Okay, so these are compound and a mixture. How about molecules? Molecules is case that you have a two or more atoms. Sorry, atoms bounded together. So again, it's not a single atom or element, but in this case, it doesn't have to be different type of element. So when I say compound, they're chemically bounded together by chemical reaction. By in this case, it's also by sharing electrons, and that's called covalent bond. Covalent. Ah, not so clean. All right, covalently bonded. So in the case of molecules, it's sharing electrons and it's chemically bounded. And in this case, it's more than, whenever you have more than one atom that's bonded, it becomes molecules. But it doesn't have to be having the two or different kinds of element. For example, N2, nitrogen. So this nitrogen has the same element, but two nitrogens bounded together and become a molecule. But this is molecule, and it's not compound because it's not different kind of element that's bounded, and it's definitely not mixture, right? So as the oxygen, O2, there are more than two atoms are bonded together, but it's not a compound because it's not the different kind of elements that's bounded. And so again here, H2O, water molecule, this is still molecules. More than two atoms are bonded together, and in this case, it's a different elements are bounded together, so it's also a compound. So it's a molecule and a compound. So all these things, ammonia, NH3. So H2O, NH3, water, and ammonia, they're molecule and they're also compound. So in order to make the molecules, it requires energy, right? And when you pull apart, then you need energy. All right, so I guess that's all I want to say about the mixture. Should I talk about that? It's okay. So that's it that I want to say about the compound, mixture, and molecules. Short video.